You only get one shot. Are they going to click on that and look more at the listing, or are they going to move on?
Real Estate Radio Boston with loan officer Rick Shearer of Guaranteed Rate.
If you are dealing with someone that doesn't understand those micro markets, you're going to be steered completely in the wrong direction.
And legal professional Ali Alavi of Alavi Braza PC.
It's a transaction for us, but it's someone's home.
The biggest anxiety I felt, am I going to get the mortgage?
It all breaks down to communication.
Real Estate Radio Boston gives you the information you need to succeed in today's housing market.
Just agree on something?
Yeah, we actually did. Isn't that amazing?
I love that.
You're giving me this blank stare.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out where you're going with this. But
you left his lawyer up.
He's handsome too.
Rick Shearer, NMLS ID 454910. This is Real Estate Radio Boston.
Zillow has decided to create a platform that we believe is bringing buyers and sellers together to facilitate a transaction without the need, upfront at least, of a real estate agent.
Exactly, and it's called Instant Offers. It invites, and it's a pilot program, Orlando, Las Vegas, Nevada, and you essentially upload your information of your listing, professional photos, videography,
you the consumer.
You the consumer will upload this, and essentially at that point they'll present you with potential buyers after the information has been uploaded. So the discussion a couple of weeks ago was that does this tool actually create a situation where you no longer need a real estate agent to facilitate a transaction?
Yeah, and so again, we like to talk about both sides of the argument here, and so since we talked about this 2 weeks ago, certain things have come out. Zillow has come out and talked about it. They just launched this program a couple weeks ago, and they're saying that no, real estate agents have to be a key role in this. Here's what Zillow is saying. Okay, great. You want to list your home? Great. Well, let's at least give you a listing agent to tell you what they think the property is worth. You do not have to decide to move forward with that real estate agent, but you get the information from them. So again, it's for the way that Zillow is positioning this, as far as I can see, is they're telling the listing agent, hey, it's a bite at the apple. All right, we're giving you the lead. They want to sell. Give them their thing and throw everything you got at them. Your marketing, all this, how you're going to sell the home. The seller can either decide to agree or not agree. That's how I'm interpreting the information. Now, again, we've reached out to Zillow. We've asked them to come on the show, tell us what's going on. They're in talks to possibly do that, and so we'll get their side. But this is just what we're getting from the.
We are not criticizing Zillow. Zillow is a technology company. It's always been a technology company. Yes, they've purported in the past that it's not going to be the death of the real estate agent. They're not. Their model is not to put the real estate agents out of business, but we're seeing additional tools that are being added that it's leaning towards the obsolescence of a real estate agent.
Yeah, or they're going to take some market share away. Okay, let's say it's not going to be the death, but they're going to add some tools. Listen, we're getting people that say you guys are crazy. It's never going to happen. No one is ever going to not use a real estate agent. And that kind of stuff. And that may all be true. And it may just be a blip. It might be just a little bit disruption, and some people will go over there and do it on their own, but the majority of people will stay. I don't know the answer. I don't have a crystal ball. You don't have a crystal ball. All I know is I continually to look back in the past, and when we're seeing retailers go out of business, we're seeing malls shut down, we're seeing again the way that we get a taxi and the way that we take vacations and the way that we buy clothes and we buy shoes, now we buy glasses. Who thought you got to try them on? Well, great, they figure it out. Send me 3 pairs, keep one of them, and send the other 2 back. Hey, so I just don't want to take our eye off this ball. And so what I encourage real estate agents to do is,
how has Weston, having a high income bracket and being a wealthy town and having all the amenities that it does, the proximity to the city, all that good stuff, how did it fare well as far as the largest meltdown that we saw in 2008? And what type of recovery have we seen? Was it even impacted?
It was impacted. I think that many people who would consider buying an expensive home when the markets froze in 2009 didn't want to do that because it was not a popular thing to do. Maybe they had the money, but that wasn't the time to make the purchase. So the market kind of stayed about average. We haven't really gone up or down. We're really just moving along at, every market goes up or down, so We're going slightly up. But relative to the boom and bust of other towns, We don't really experience that as much. I wouldn't necessarily say we're a seller's market in Weston. People move to Weston because they're mostly coming usually because of their a family investment. They're not looking to make money necessarily on their investment. They don't want to lose money, but they don't mind spending quite a bit of money to live in the town. And so when they sell, they may not even get the money back that they invested necessarily, but they're very committed to the community and the location and the fabric of the environment there for their families.
That's a really, really interesting point. I mean, so I, as a resident of Weston, I'm going to stay there for 10, 12, 15, 20 years. And what options do I actually have if I want to stay in Weston? Let's say that, my kids have grown, they've gone to Harvard, and they're no longer at home. I mean, can I downsize? Are there options in Weston for me if I wanted to stay behind?
So in 2004, I had the record sale in the town that has not been broken yet for $20 million for some land that was purchased to create an AARD, which is an active adult retirement development.
Wow.
And that is for 55 and older individuals who want to live in the town. There's 67 of these units, and they are available in the price range of 1.3 to I think about 4.6.
Can I Sometimes it's not always the highest price that wins the bid. Can you share with our listeners on some kind of tools that you use as a listing agent to weed through these offers? And do you always pick the number one, the highest price, or is there other factors to this?
No, actually, that just recently happened to me in Hopkinton. I have a past client that called me to sell their home, and we did not pick the highest offer. Not always the highest offer is the winner, because it all depends about how much they're mortgaging, what are their needs as far as closing dates, are they willing to give us a chance to be able to find another house? And when people are selling their house and buying at the same time, it gets very challenging.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be homeless,
Right.
and I don't want my clients homeless either.
So flexibility is a big key.
Flexibility is a key, and also how easy it is to work with these potential buyers.
Does the lender ever come into play on that? I mean, do you ever look at the lender and see if the reputation and if how you think that might perform? Yeah.
Absolutely. I deal with a lot of lenders in the area, and it's really helpful to know that there's a lender with good reputation on the other side.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Absolutely.
if you have a lender that's representing the buyer and they pick up the phone and they call you, which is what Rick does all the time, and tells you, you know what, these buyers in the pool of all the buyers that you have, they're probably the most qualified, and they're going to be able to get their commitment in a couple of weeks, and they're definitely going to meet their closing date. That should make a difference.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's always nerve-wracking. It depends on the property. It depends on, if it's an FHA loan, or if people are putting it 20% down versus 3.5% down. Every buyer deserves a shot. I think an FHA loan is very welcome in many homes, but if the house is not going to qualify for an FHA loan,
Right.
I know what doesn't qualify.
Yeah.
So it not necessarily is a good option.
Miriam, you